Those are the only 3 steps you need to be taken seriously as a teenage entrepreneur of any age. Yo, what's up, Franck-Maleek here, and welcome to episode 44 of The Journey. For the majority of you who actually watch my videos, a good like 80 to 90% of you are young entrepreneurs or people who are aspiring to be entrepreneurs and actually do something with their lives, right? Now, the only difficult part with being a young entrepreneur is being taken seriously, because when people see a 16-year-old entrepreneur, they're like, ah, yeah, congratulations. They kind of like pat you on the back like a dog. They're like, yeah, good. And we're like, no. Like, it's pretty hard to be taken seriously by adults and parents and all that as young entrepreneurs, because they don't really understand us and they don't think that we're actually like, fit to do what we want to do. So I'm here to give you 3 steps on how to be taken seriously as a young entrepreneur in literally any situation. Why do I feel like I'm qualified to actually tell you guys all this stuff? Because recently I've gone on a business trip with my parents who felt that I was actually mature enough to be on that business trip with them and actually contribute to all the different ideas and meetings and everything. They actually started taking me more seriously. Like before, they're like, good job, Franck-Maleek, we really like what you're doing, keep it up. Back then, they were mainly patting me on the back. But now they've actually put me into one of their event teams. I'm actually working in it and doing some projects with my parents and everything. And I'm really hyped for that, because that really shows that they take me seriously and that they know what I can do. Without getting into too many stories, let me give you the first step on how to be taken seriously. First thing is to stop considering yourself a young entrepreneur. Consider yourself just an entrepreneur. Isn't that easier, isn't it? Like when we look at Vince Carter and then Trae Young, both NBA players, do we say, he's a young player, he's an old player? Yes, we all know that, but do we constantly say that, like, he's an old player? No, when we look at the game, we're like, this is a game with NBA players. That's the title right there, NBA players, right? So for us in our domain, the title is entrepreneurs. Because like if we look at Warren Buffett, we could probably say, he's an old entrepreneur. Or we look at Jeff Bezos, he's an old entrepreneur or middle-aged entrepreneur. I don't see the point of putting an age on it. Age is just a number. Remember that, guys. So really, don't limit yourself to being a young entrepreneur, because if you talk to people and you say, hey, I'm a young entrepreneur doing all this and all this, the minute you said young entrepreneur, they already put you at a lower scale. They're like, this guy doesn't really know what he wants to do with his life, or this guy's just getting started with it. But when you say, hey, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm working on this, the minute you say entrepreneur directly, it's a bit more sharp and it's a bit more pronounced. It gives a bit more credibility, right? So don't label yourself as a young entrepreneur. Label yourself just as an entrepreneur. That's the first step on how to be taken seriously as a young entrepreneur, okay? The second step is to actually start doing stuff and not just blah. Because one of the main things that I honestly see with a lot of young entrepreneurs our age, my age, all this, we like to chat and like say, I'm gonna do this, but we actually don't do jack, right? Like often we're gonna say, like for people who do dropshipping, I'm gonna set up my store, I'm gonna get all these products in my store, make probably $5,000 this month, and they start blabbing. They're like, yeah, I calculated everything, and at the end of the month, 0. And like when you start doing that and you don't do anything, entrepreneurs do stuff, right? So when people see that you're young already, so being young, people don't take us as seriously as an older person. Now, if they see that we're procrastinating and not doing things seriously, just chatting, being cocky, trying to show off of like the things we know, we've learned and stuff like that. But if we don't see you doing anything, are you really showing up for what you're supposed to be doing? You're an entrepreneur. You're supposed to be doing something with your life, right? So when people see people our age, already we're not taken seriously and we're not doing anything, we're just like, showing off, that's already like a downside. They're like, no, I'm not taking this guy seriously, right? So for all of you, stop just saying things, actually do things and let those things say what they have to say. I hope that actually made sense. Now, the third and last thing I would say, it's pretty simple. It kind of goes in with the second step, is to get results, right? Results are really a thing that, sets you aside from those who start chatting and those who are actually doing, right? Because I can say, I'm gonna make $5,000, blah, and like at the end of the month, I made 0. Compared to someone who was saying nothing, being silent, and just in his corner working, and at the end of the month, he has $5,000. Who do you think we're gonna take more seriously? The guy who's showing off and just made 0, or the guy who's in his corner working working, being serious, and made $5,000 at the end of the month. We're obviously gonna take this guy more seriously, right? Even if he's young, even if he's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, it doesn't matter as long as you get results. Most entrepreneurs, most companies, most businesses, all they care about is results. As long as you can get them results, they will take you seriously. So those are honestly the 3 steps that I have personally used to be taken more seriously as an entrepreneur, as a 16-year-old entrepreneur, right? First, when I talk with people, I don't label myself as a young entrepreneur. I don't chat a lot about what I'm doing, except with my entrepreneurial friends. I don't chat a lot about what I'm doing, because honestly, I doubt that most of you guys know what I'm working on right now. Only a few people in my circle know what I'm doing. I'm actually just executing, and you guys will actually see this next week or this week actually. And the last thing is to get results. Results. The minute I showed my parents that I could get results for them, that's when they started taking me more seriously. The minute they saw that I got to teach them something that they didn't know, teach them something that could increase their engagements, increase their money that they're making, they started listening to me more. They started taking me more seriously. They started taking me on that business trip to Nigeria to meet a bunch of other businesses. We actually had around 5 meetings, something like that. They took me seriously. So those are honestly the 3 steps. Those are the only 3 steps you need to be taken seriously as a teenage entrepreneur of any age. Even if you're not even a teenager yet, maybe you're 8, maybe you're 9, maybe you're 10, whatever the age, you do those 3 steps and I promise you, you will be taken seriously. Anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed that video, that you guys probably took some value from it, you learned something from it, because that's honestly all I really want to do for you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video and you liked it and it really helped you, you know, click the thumbs up button. I would really appreciate that, and it really shows me what type of content you guys want, so it's easier for me to provide for you guys. Now, if you guys didn't like it, be sure to hit the dislike button so I know what you guys don't like, so I can separate both things. As always, be sure to subscribe to this channel. It's our journey. We're all reaching success together, and as always, remember, when life gives you lemons, make apple juice. Peace. Yeah.